Welcome to Brain Wreck. I'm Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the best show on the internet.
Coming back to you for another lovely week, folks.
Lovely week. Things are fresh. Things are renewed. I'm feeling a little spicy. I'm feeling a little... I'm feeling a little worn out, to be honest. You know, it's been a hell of a weekend.
I was going to say, has age caught up to you?
You know, it's a funny thing because when I was a lot younger, I would go hard on the weekends.
Oh.
And even as a young man, I'd be like, man, that was a lot. You know, I'd just be like, whew, I really wore myself out. But like as I got older, I tend to learn like to pace myself a little bit more.
Okay,
you know, I'm like, I know if I go further, it's gonna be rough.
Ooh, yeah.
And if I know I go further this way, it's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
So like I've tried to pace myself a little bit more, but then you have those weekends.
Yeah.
You have those weekends where maybe there's an event going on.
Sure.
It's a special occasion.
Of course.
You're with a certain group of friends.
Obviously.
And Patrick is the motherfucking agent. Welcome to the goddamn show.
There you go.
You have those weekends, those special occasions where it's like, you know what? I'm gonna push the envelope a little bit.
Look at you.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Brother, don't push the envelope.
Yeah, see, I'm at that point in life where I just listen to my knees.
They never lie.
They never lie.
It's like Shakira's hips.
Shakira's got those hips that just don't lie. I got those knees that you bet your ass they don't lie. And I mean, they certainly fucking quit. I'll tell you that much.
Well, my birth certificate says I'm 33, Patrick, but like in wrestling years, that's like 87.
That's
probably.
That's like you should think about the next step in life.
That's right. You got to think about your future. You know, one time my dad sat down. It was the show in Binghamton where I did the steel cage match, where I took those 3 chair shots right
yeah,
kind of thing. The next day, my dad sat me down and he goes, "You need to think about your future." I'm like, oh, we're at this point.
I remember watching that match and like I saw that happen. I was like, I think I need to think about my future.
You know, you probably should have.
Yeah, and
you probably should.
And I didn't think too much because it wasn't long before I was in that same ring.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
exactly. Think about your future, folks.
Yeah.
You only get one.
My knees, every time I go up and down the stairs, they sing tunes now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And it's just like noise.
They're doing a little karaoke?
It's not great. No. It's just
Mr. Jones?
It's just like a bad, it's just a bad noise.
Save Tonight?
Band. Just like, it's what my knees sound like. Just shitty fucking noise. It's like the goddamn Blood Brothers going up and down the stairs every time.
That's right. The Blood Brothers just playing in your knees. Burn piano, Island burn.
Yeah.
But anyway, I had a hell of a weekend. I guess we'll start it there.
We'll start there
for tonight.
We'll start there, I guess. Folks, I always put like all sorts of topics we might cover here on the show tonight. This will be one of them. We might not get to any of them else. Who knows? We'll see how long this takes. It's an act story, so it could take an hour and a half. You never.
It could be the whole show.
It could be the whole show.
So much happened. It could be the whole show.
Yeah.
I won't do that to you though. I swear.
Okay.
I promise. You get 5 minutes.
Listen, I put a specific thumbnail up. We got to at least hit the thumbnail.
Okay, we'll hit the thumbnail. So, over this past weekend, there was an event in Orlando, Florida, a very happening festival called the EDC, the Electric Daisy Carnival Festival.
Sounds about right.
Back before shit hit the fan, when I was still employed, I had bought tickets to this festival for Blakely Kay's birthday. She's a big fan of the dance music, of the thumping bass.
The thumping bass.
As it were. And, he paid for all the topics. If you paid, we'll deliver. Like we don't want anybody
who's got
feel
topics?
like they got scammed on this show. The Fenton.
Fenton, you losing your hair?
I mean, we all are. I mean, let's be honest. Hold on, brother.
This is me trying to keep it all in.
There you go. So yeah, I bought the wife tickets to this festival for her birthday, and we paid for we didn't pay for a hotel. We reserved a hotel, and then after shit hit the fan, we couldn't afford the hotel anymore, and then we got ourselves an Airbnb, which was actually better,
dude,
because it was closer.
I think the Airbnbs, you know, some of them might be getting a little bit pricier, but I think they're still the way to go.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, my man Raphael has this place, and it's a compound. Within. It is a so like I get skeeved out a little bit on Airbnb when they say it's a private room.
Yeah.
And you're like,
oh, I can tell you some stories about private rooms in an Airbnb.
Oh yeah, they fun stories?
I still have not told you about the guy that tried to get into my house.
No, we still have to clue me in on that.
I feel, yeah, but there's like, listen, there's a whole thing. Like, it's not a quick story.
Okay. Yeah. All right. For another time.
Yeah.
For another time.
Yeah.
So
someone tried breaking
it was one of those deals where they were advertising a private room, but when you look into it, basically this guy has like 3 guest house.
Okay.
On his property.
So one of the first events we went to here in Austin was in this what almost seemed like a backyard lot.
Mm-hmm.
It was like just this empty lot. Well, I mean, there was stuff in it at the time, but then it was like in the middle of a neighborhood with houses surrounding it. And I met this guy, and this is probably very similar to Raphael, but he was like, I don't remember his fucking name was, but he was like, I own all these houses here. They're all rentable through Airbnb. You know, you want to stay in one, you let me know. We've got a hot tub. If you want to do a hot tub thing, we got hot tubs, jacuzzis, you know, cigars. You want to come up and just fucking act like a baller, you can do that. And I'm like,
there you go.
Sir, I don't know you. but thanks for the invite. I don't want to hang out with you. I don't want to come over and rent. Like, I live 10 minutes away. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so... And it's gated in.
Okay.
So, like, you got to put a code in the gate to have it open up. And you open it up. It's a big fucking long driveway. And he's just like, park wherever. Like, just park on the lawn. It's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of like
and I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. We walk up, and this place is literally, it's a bedroom. You get a bedroom and a bathroom.
Okay.
And it's your own entrance. And it's a 10-minute walk from the venue.
Dope.
And I'm like, this is dope. You don't have to pay for parking. You don't have to worry about getting a fucking Uber at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, this was, and it was half the price of the hotel we were going to pay for.
Awesome.
Yeah. Huge fucking score. And it came in super handy. So we ended up scoring that kind of at the last minute, like the week before the festival. Because you know,
that's surprising that it was available then.
Well, I think there were some cancellations maybe, and then it became available. You know, some people aren't responsible.
Yeah, some people aren't reliable.
Whatever. Things happen in life, folks.
Yeah.
You deal the cards you dealt, type of thing. So whatever. We're excited. We're like, okay, this is dope, and the festival's right down the street, and so we get ready. We drive up there Friday. The first day's Friday. We get there about the festival started at like noon, but we didn't get there till like 6 or some shit, but it's the first day of the festival. We're like, you know, whatever. So we go there, we walk down, and this place is at Camping World Stadium in Orlando. It's a football stadium, I believe. We weren't allowed in. They didn't let the EDM kids in the stadium. You had to party in the parking lot, basically.
Oh, it was a parking lot party.
Oh, it was a goddamn party. There were 5 stages, I believe, set up all across. There was a parking lot and a baseball field.
Okay.
So that surrounded the stadium. So they basically took over the whole fucking area around the stadium. And all electronic dance music. Now, not my thing. The wife loves it. She loves her bass. She likes to make her juice. You know?
Making the juice.
So that they got a stage that's like all old school techno from like the 90s and shit. Like that style.
Okay.
Then they've got
get behind that.
They've got a stage that's like more of like the hip hop techno.
Okay.
Dropping the beats. Then you've got kind of more of like the heavy bass, more rockin' techno type of thing. So if you're into any of this shit, like there's a place for you.
Yeah, I feel it. Okay.
If you just want to get out there and you want to do some dancing or whatever the fuck and watch some lasers and fire and fireworks and they had fucking drones out there spelling shit in the sky. Okay. It was wild.
Cool.
So we get in, you got to do like security checkpoint, and these security guards could not give a fuck.
Oh,
like
sure.
It was one of those things where like,
that seems to be the trend in concert events these days, unfortunately.
Well, COVID, nobody wants to get, catch anything type of thing. And there's like probably 20,000 people there. So like, if you're going to check 20,000 people, you're going to be there all day. So like a quick open up your bag, little thumb through, little pat down, scan your wristband, you're good to go kind of thing. You get in there, and homeboy has brought some video equipment.
I was going to say, so, you better have done some filming.
Fucking A. So I got, brother's got his GoPro, he's got his chest mount, he's got extra batteries. He's listen, if I'm going to this thing,
you're a fucking Boy Scout for this channel, man. You are the boy, always prepared, always ready.
Always prepared.
Yeah.
That's right. So there will be a vlog at some point. I still have to pull up the vlog for the other fucking festival I went to.
Oh, that's right. Fucking May. Yeah.
We'll get there, folks.
Brother,
I'm
I've got so much content I'm just sitting on. I'm like, who's got time? It's
right. Who's got the time?
Yeah.
But so we go there and we walk in, and the first thing we see is basically like an airplane hangar, but like one of those airplane hangars that's like for one of those prop planes.
Okay.
So like it can fit an airplane, like maybe a 10-passenger airplane, but it's an airplane hangar.
It's a private hangar.
Right. And it's got fucking lasers and strobes and like old school techno going, and everyone's just crowded in doing the goddamn. And I'm like, okay, dope. First stage, whatever. And then we go over to the main. Well, I don't want to call it the main stage. It's probably the second biggest stage. And I fucking shit you not, man. There is a goddamn 30-foot fucking owl on this goddamn stage, and this owl is there the entire time. It is part of the stage. It's for everybody's set. I guess it's like the mascot of the fucking event or whatever.
Okay.
And not only is it a 30-fucking-foot owl that's just looking at you, its head moves throughout. So it's an owl that just is doing this like the whole time, and its eyes are projected. So it's blinking. It's squinting, it's reacting to the music, and you're like, I don't know how to feel about a 30-fucking-foot owl.
Yeah.
Like watching me the entire time that I'm looking at this laser projection firework extravaganza that's happening in front of me to a constant rhythm beat,
Cool.
It was something else. And keep in mind, so like this whole thing, you're going around an entire football stadium, so it's big. It's not small, and everywhere you go, all the paths are lined with like color changing rainbow lights. So you're literally like walking down a rainbow road wherever you go. And then part of it too is a carnival. So they've got a fucking Ferris wheel, they've got the swings going around, they got all sorts of things going on that's also bright and lit up. And then you get over to the main stage, which is literally half of the football field. And it is probably, I would say it's double the size of a football field. So it's probably 200 yards with a big ass stage on it. And that's where your main acts are going to be. So I don't know anybody that's going to be there. I don't follow any of these people. Wherever the wife wants to go, she's got friends that are going there. Fine. We're having fun. We're dancing, whatever. It's cool. It's fine. I'm enjoying the show that's being put on. Constant rhythm. It's easy to bop too. Most of the time you're just walking around and the girls are going, "Oh, I love your outfit," and you're like, "Yeah, I love your outfit," and they're like chatting and stuff, and then you need to do a little bit of this, and you're like, "Hey, I love your outfit," and doing this, hey, you're just kind of doing that the whole time.
Okay,
it's actually a lot of fun. To do.
Sure.
So first day goes, and then it goes till about midnight. Every set ends at midnight, but it's festival weekend, so midnight happens, and then maybe you go to an after party or something like that. But in Florida right now, when it gets dark and at night, and especially after you've been dancing for a little while, and then like you kind of have to stop and exit and leave, kind of thing, it gets a little chilly, gets a little cold. And boy, were we thankful to have that 10-minute walk to that Airbnb.
Yeah.
With everybody else waiting outside for an Uber that was going to take a half an hour to get there.
Yeah.
And everything like that. So like came in clutch to have that Airbnb. I will say the second day was more of the same, basically.
I would expect.
And then, but one of the acts caught me off guard.
Oh, yeah?
I was surprised by one of the acts.
Oh, yeah?
Because unless you knew, you didn't know.
Oh. And what did you know?
Apparently, there is this act called DJ Diesel.
DJ Diesel.
DJ Diesel. And I'm like, is Kevin Nash coming?
That would have been fucking dope.
That would have been dope.
That would have been dope.
It was not Kevin Nash. It was, in fact, Shaq. Apparently, Shaq is a big fan of EDM music.
I have seen Shaquille O'Neal in like a lot of music settings. Mm-hmm. That's a dude who just likes to go out and have a good time.
He loves to have a good time.
Yeah.
and apparently it was no secret to this crowd that Shaq was going to be there.
Oh yeah.
And he was on the main stage. And everybody knew he was on the main stage. And 20,000 people went to go see Shaq on the main stage. Now, I don't know if you know this or not. I mean, you're in Texas.
Right.
So I'm sure you heard. There was a little bit of an incident at a festival.
That's kind of what that's what I was alluding to earlier when I said security's not really caring too much.
Over by your neck of the woods, where some people didn't make it.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking scary to hear and to read all that.
Yeah. So when we went over there, we were kind of there for the people we were with knew what was going on, so they brought us over there like the artist before Shaq.
Okay. Which
I don't know what to fucking call these people, but like the people that played the music before Shaq, DJ. And so like we were hanging out, we were probably in the middle of the fucking crowd kind of thing. And then it became clear that their set was over and Shaq was about to start and everybody started fucking coming in, right? And when I tell you, you could not move. Jeez, like I have never been in a crowd where I couldn't, if my arms were at my side, I could not put them above my head. It was that tight to the point where I just looked at the wife and I said, we need to leave. This is not cool.
That's not a good thing. No.
Especially after the story that came out. Yeah. Like everybody knew that story. So I'm just like, I didn't like go into like a panic attack or anything. But
it puts a lot of things into perspective, especially like when it comes to like concerts and stuff, because I'm always of the mindset of like, I know I'm going to be careful. I know,
right.
I know my point of I'm okay. I'm good. Okay. Now it's time to leave. Right. For me, I don't know what these other motherfuckers are about. And that's kind of where and like, I would like to hope that everybody going to a concert knows the drill. You
would hope so.
It's not always the case, and I think it, like especially after the Astro World stuff, I'd be a little more cautious about getting into a tight crowd like that.
Yeah, and it just got to a point where literally it was interesting because there were a bunch of people that were there for the first band that were leaving, but then there were more people that were trying to come in to see Shaq. So you got this weird like push and pull that was going on in the crowd.
It's just that.
It was tight and scary, and so we didn't really stay. I mean, we stayed a little bit. We were probably there for probably 20 minutes of Shaq's like hour-long set kind of thing. DJ Diesel was on the poster. That is true.
There you go.
That is true. And if you don't know, now you know.
And now you know.
And so we just kind of basically like went to the back. once we got out of there, which was not easy, got to the back and watched for a little bit, and like the visuals on the screen were fucking awesome. Like they were super funny. Like it was just basically like with kind of hardcore EDM music with like basketballs and like Shaq as a gorilla. Like up there, and like he would he'd play some music and then he'd get on the mic and he's like, God damn it, come on, make some noise, kind of shit, but like very clearly Shaq. And and then we kind of got out of there because it was just too fucking crazy.
Sure.
And we went back over to the Owl.
More your speed.
Yeah, it was more. I mean, we call him Mr. Hoots.
Mr. Hoots.
So like if you get separated, we'll just meet at Mr. Hoots.
Oh yeah.
All right. So
Christy,
we'll go over there.
Mr. Hoots.
She loves owls.
She loves owls. So I'm told.
She loves owls. Yeah. So she would have loved Mr. Hoots. And so, but turns out, you go on social media, you find out what happens later. Like apparently Shaq like jumped in the crowd and started crowd surfing.
Yeah.
And that's just a guy that loves life.
He made his money. I mean,
he made his money.
He got rich in college, and
he's working for the general.
Yeah, working for the general now.
Yeah, doing whatever, making his money and just having a good time, and you can't blame him for that. I guess some people we know said they met him and he was an asshole, but maybe come on an off day.
Yeah, like you
try everything twice.
Yeah. You got to meet him again. I'm sure he's a lovely guy. Talk about Shaq Fu.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah,
he was on that fish tank show. Seemed fun.
The fish tank show?
Yeah, you ever see that show where they build the fucking custom fish tanks?
Oh, I thought you were actually trying to reference Shark Tank, and I was like, oh.
No, he doesn't need those fuckers. He's got all the money in the world.
No, I thought maybe he was like a shark. Like
I feel like he would just be like, I don't want to buy anything. Like I feel like he would just be like, I'm not interested.
He's like
with everything.
He's like, I've already got Papa John. Like, wait, real quick. So Shaq has got. I mean, Shaq number one. So there's just that. I think he's got his own energy drink or his own like juice or like tea or juice.
Yeah, he's got a tea. He's got Shaq tea.
Okay, so he's got Shaq tea. He's had 2 of his own video games.
That's right. A movie.
He's been in movies. He works with the general. Owns steak and Papa John's.
I think so.
And he's got a fried chicken restaurant. Was it? I think so.
I have no idea.
Like I know he's just like into businesses now.
Sure. I mean, why wouldn't you be? Just throw some money at it. Hire good people, let them run it, fund it, get all the profits. Why wouldn't you?
Big Chicken Shack is an American reality series. It was back in 2018. Yeah, I think he's got a place called Big Chicken.
Oh, Bergman says he has that juice that he brought to your apartment.
Yeah, that's okay. So yeah, that's that was the tease.
Yeah, or it's juice. I don't know.
I don't know. All tea could be juice if you really think about it.
And he has a chicken restaurant in Vegas.
Yes. Okay. So Okay. So Big Chicken, I think, is what it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's doing well.
He's doing well. Yeah. But I would love for him to go on Shark Tank and just not buy anything. But like like no insight. He's just like, nah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
No, it's not for me.
Exactly. Yeah. Perfect.
Blakely says he did make the juice. Well, there you go.
He did make the juice. Yes. He honestly, compared to like all the other people there, he fit right in. So like he's doing great.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't tell that he was a celebrity trying to do this. He just seemed like he was doing this. So good job.
Yeah. Cool.
So that was great. And then basically it's just more of the same. Like you're going around checking out these things. There were some like food vendors there. Like you could get some street tacos.
Oh, fuck.
If you wanted that.
I'm in.
Which apparently were bland.
Oh,
but
I'm not in.
I mean, I didn't. Folks, I'm unemployed. I didn't buy anything. Okay, like we brought some PB&Js in the backpack, and but you do the Disney thing. We're like we're not buying the $15 hamburger. Oh. We're bringing snack packs, and goddamn it, you're gonna enjoy it. Exactly. Yeah. They're selling them there anyway. Might as well get them from BJ's. You get a deal.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they they had merch tents. Blakely said it was so much fun. She got a bunch of candy, which is like, apparently people make these like these bead bracelets, and then they go around, and when you meet somebody, you give them like a bead bracelet, is because you're friends now. Type of thing.
Of course, that's how it works.
Yeah, and you just everybody's making friends. Everybody's getting these bead bracelets. They have inappropriate sayings on them. Everybody's having a good time. So that's basically the second day. And then there's more, after party stuff afterwards. And then we get to the third day. And by the third fucking day, my God, I am tired.
Your knees.
Okay. My knees hurt. I've been walking miles. Holy shit. Remember, Mr. Big Candy Bars, also Shaq.
Good for Shaq.
He's an entrepreneur, folks. And he does what he loves.
Yeah.
Can't hate him on that. So yeah, by the fucking third day, I'm tired as fuck. My knees hurt. But you get to this state of it's the last day.
You got to push through.
We made it. We're here. Mm-hmm. And honestly, the last day, I may have had the most fun.
Really?
Because at that point, I didn't give a fuck. And I'm just we're going over here. All right. We're doing this. Oh, we're going back to Mr. Hoots. Okay, let's go back to Mr. Hoots. We're gonna do this. And then we're going over there. Okay, let's go over there. And we're just and some people in our group were not having it. They were having a rough time. Okay. And I'm just like, we're having fun. I paid for these tickets.
You paid. You paid for those tickets. You have yourself a good time.
Exactly.
You have a good time. Cheap, folks. Yeah, but they weren't.
You're paying that much for tickets, you're paying that much for an Airbnb.
You're getting a good
folks,
time.
We're having fun all the goddamn days.
Yeah.
And so finally, the third day comes and goes. And I will say there was one thing that did happen that was kind of obviously, with these things, people are going to do what they're going to do, and they're going to have the fun that they're going to have, kind of thing. And you kind of expect some shenanigans and things like that.
Of course.
Apparently, there was a lot of thievery going on.
I heard about this, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Apparently, there was on more than one occasion people were caught trying to steal cell phones.
Yeah.
From people, including one Brian Pillman Jr.
I saw the dude. That was heartbreaking.
Had his cell phone stolen.
Yeah, especially because because I follow him on Twitter, and he had been posting he seemed to be having a rough week as it was.
Oh, I'm sure.
And then that happened, and I'm like, I know what it's like to lose all your photos.
Yep.
Never get all those back.
You sure do. Yeah. Well, I mean, that one was your fault, but
well, I mean, listen, what isn't our own fault at the end of the day? This is the path we choose to walk.
Yeah. Blakely says we saw a lot more people on the last day. That's
right.
True. We ran into a lot more of our friends and stuff. So that was dope.
Cool.
Yeah, he's not getting that phone back.
No, probably not.
It's not happening.
No.
And apparently there were stories going around where somebody was trying to take a phone from somebody, and then somebody tackled them, and then when they tackled them, 40 fucking phones fell out of their bag and shit like that. Just crazy shit. Damn. Folks, this is why you fucking invest in a fanny pack and wear it in the front. This is why you fucking do it.
And back up your shit.
It's cool. It's not to be. It's to be safe. Okay, safe. Protect your shit.
Listen, fanny packs are fashionable. They're cool. Mm-hmm. They're stylish. Mm-hmm. They're useful. They're efficient and functional. What more do you need?
Take it from this festival, Dad.
Take it from me. I wore one through Florida and into the Bahamas. It was great.
What more do you need?
What more do you need? It was wonderful.
Two strong endorsements from the best show on the internet.
We should make fanny packs.
Bro, we should make fanny packs. Okay. Fanny packs. Fuck the t-shirts. We're making brain wreck fanny packs.
Go live with fanny packs? All right, we'll do that.
That's fucking happening.
I'll set up a T-Public store.
Exactly. So a bunch of phones were getting stolen and shit, and luckily I went away from the weekend without losing a goddamn thing. So did the wife. No one I knew got anything stolen from them, so like that's cool too. Like it didn't put a damper on anybody's weekend that we knew.
Yeah.
And then you would think Pillman would wear a fanny pack, Fenton. You know, think he would know.
Of all people.
Of all people.
Of all people.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But I get it because a lot of people had those hydro packs, like the wife did too.
Okay.
Which is more of a backpack situation, and when you're like when you're bopping with the kids, you know, people just go up behind you, unzip your shit, and then take your shit without you knowing because you're too busy bopping. But then after the last day ended, we got invited to go to this specific after party, and we're like, okay, let's go, and it's at a hotel.
Oh,
and this event is called Home Base, and bass spelled in like the fucking bumping bass at the goddamn festival. So it's your home base kind of thing. And we're like, let's go. And I'm like, okay, cool. And they're like, well, what's it to get in? And it's like, well, it's $30 a person to get in. We're like, oh fuck, that's. I mean, times are tough, you know.
Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? Like,
is there a back door?
What's going on kind of thing. Like, okay, it's the last day. I guess we'll do it, whatever we get there kind of thing. And we get there and we walk up and they're like, oh, it's $160 to get in. And we're like, excuse me? It was 30. We were told 30.
30, yeah.
Why? Kind of thing. And they're like, "Oh, it was 30 online."
Oh.
And we're like, "Wait, hold on. It was 30 online and it's 160 at the door?" In what universe are we talking about? That listen, even if you go to another country, the conversion rate is not, you know, and I don't know math. So, Christy, you're going to have to back me up on this. I don't know. Bergman, you know some things about some dollars. And it turns out that they were, in fact, scamming people.
Oh.
Later on, we found out on the Facebook group for the festival that they were just making up numbers.
Gotcha.
And seeing who would pay what to kind of get in. And it's like, that's
not a good time.
Shitty.
Yeah.
That's not. Blakely is telling me to tell the refrigerator story on air. I don't know. What do you think, pal? Should I tell the refrigerator story?
I think the refrigerator story is fine.
Okay. I'll tell the refrigerator story then.
Man, come on.
All right. Yeah, Fenton, if you bought it online from 1999 when you could get the internet, the inflation from 1999 is $160 when you get there. I'll leave out some details, from the refrigerator story. Okay, so one of the after parties we went to, which was actually on the first day, we went to this house. And we get to this house, and it's a house party, and it's okay. Like it's not the best house. I've been to better house parties, kind of thing. But the guy, he was very nice. He let us in. He's like, "Hey, go check out my fridge." And I'm like, "Oh, he must have got a Samsung. Like he must have one of those. He must have one of those smart fridges. It's not
a smart fridge though.
Yeah. That you go in, and so we go and it's in his laundry room. And we go, okay, and we walk in his laundry room, and he has 2 fridges. And I'm like, oh, he's got 2 fridges. This boy know what's up, right? He's got one fridge, and then right next to it's another fridge. He's ready. Probably one of them's a meat fridge.
I was going to say, right? Was there a head in one?
Well, no.
We're like, you open up the door, and he's like, now you're a part of it.
Now you're part of the fridge. So we open up, he's like, open up the fridge. So I open up the freezer to the first fridge, and it's got like some fucking like bomb pops and
dope,
and fucking like fucking jalapeno poppers.
Okay.
And there I'm like, it's a party,
yeah,
whatever.
Bomb pops and jalapeno poppers,
right? And then he's like, all right, open up the fridge, and I open the fridge, and it's fucking stocked with beers.
Yeah,
like it's got your Heinekens, it's got your Coronas, not intentional, I'm sure. your fucking Coors Light because everyone's watching their figure, and
okay,
I'm like, okay, dope. It's a house party. It's fucking full of beer.
Yeah.
He's like, go open the second fridge. So I open up the freezer, the second fridge, and it's empty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
Like, at least you could have put something in there. Like, if you're showing off this fridge, you could, be prepared.
Put a head in there for fun. Who knows?
For fun,
for
kicks, if you will. And then he's like, all right, open up the fridge. And I open up the fridge. And I open up the fridge. And I look inside. And it's a fucking secret door to a hidden room. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I close it. And then I open up the freezer door again just to be sure.
Right.
That I didn't miss something. And it's empty.
Okay.
And then I close it. And I open up and it's like fucking Narnia. You're going through the goddamn witch and the wardrobe and the whole fucking shit and the lion and everything. And you go through that fucker and it's a hidden party room that he's got back there. Nice. And there's a fucking whiteboard with drinking games on it. There's goddamn beer pong set up. There's a whole 9 yards. There's all sorts of shit going on in there. And I'm just like, this is fucking wild, man.
That gives me some ideas.
Gives you some ideas. Like, I always wanted one of those secret fucking like bookcase doors.
Oh, yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
Where you gotta fucking hit the piano keys the right way or like flip Shakespeare's head and push a button and shit. Batman style. But man, I never seen one in real life. Mm-hmm. It was fucking wild. It was awesome. It had a pole.
As most secret rooms should.
As most secret rooms should. So that was fucking wild. But cool. It was for something that wasn't my groove and wasn't my jam.
Right.
It was a fun fucking weekend, man. It was a good fucking time. And I realized I am fucking old as shit because Monday when we came home, I was like, I am tired. And I need to go to bed. And then all of a sudden I woke up and I'm like, it's Wednesday. I have a show to do.
I feel like we had very different weekends.
Okay.
So we actually, like completely different. Like we finally bought a table. I think that was kind of our big thing. Like we fucking went in and we were like, we need to go buy a table. So we went to the store and we're like, we like this table. And we bought it. And we got 4 chairs and it's going to be delivered on Friday. So it's great.
Okay. Sidebar. This one house we went to over the weekend.
Right.
Had 2 of the craziest fucking tables I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
They had this dining room table that was all glass. It's a whole glass table. Mm. On the side of the table was a crank. And I'm like, that's odd.
Okay.
And he goes, you got to check. The guy that owned the home, he's like, you got to check this shit out.
Was this, okay,
like,
wait. Was this the same guy with the secret room?
No, okay. Different house.
So did you just meet people and go to their house? Bro, and everybody is like, I got a
fucking people this weekend.
But like every house you go to, like the owner's like, I got this thing you got to check out.
Yeah, we met some dope fucking people. Okay. And I'll tell you more off air about these dope fucking people.
Okay.
So we met these people and we went to their house and he's got this all glass dining room table with a crank next to it. And he's just like, check this shit out. And I'm like, okay, I love furniture. So like, let's see what's going on.
Okay.
And so he starts turning this crank and this glass table separates.
Oh.
And this leaf rises up and then it comes back together.
That's kind of like what ours does.
Larger sliding glass. It's fucking glass.
Well, it's not glass.
That came together.
Yeah, ours is made out of wood. But like with ours, it's cool because you can separate it, and there's a leaf in the middle, and you pull it up, and it kind of like pulls up and folds out, and then you can close it and make a bigger table.
Yeah, see, this was like the deluxe version of this because it was automatic and it was glass.
Ours was a floor model.
I bet you got it on a discount.
We did.
Right? Good for you. That's fucking phenomenal. And then the other table that they had was their coffee table, which was also glass.
Okay.
But it was a square table that was all on a swivel.
Okay.
And it all rotated. Like you could spin the square glass table.
Okay.
And it was fucking bananas. It was wild to see. Anyway, Tell me about your weekend.
We got the table because like we're actually going to be. We wanted to try to host Thanksgiving this year with some friends.
Oh,
and plus, now that we're in the house, like,
right,
it's been a couple of months, and we're like, we would like to start having people come over.
Sure,
but we still needed a few final pieces, so we ended up actually getting the table. We got some chairs, so we are going to have some people come over for Thanksgiving. But we had this kind of interesting adventure happen to us too, where we ended like it was one of those things where like nothing is real. Things are just made up.
Brother, you don't have to tell me. We
fucking went to a. Well, first of all, Christy came to me and was like, "Hey, there's this thing going on Friday." I think it was Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure it was Friday. Maybe Friday. I don't know. Yeah, it was Friday. Friday night, it was a pancake and art show.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, what does that mean? She's like, it's an all-you-can-eat pancake and art show event. And I'm like, that tracks for Austin, I suppose.
Okay.
So we went to
Pancakes.
It was like it was at a bar.
Okay.
And the bar was like converted out of a house. And in the backyard of the bar was this open field where they had a goddamn art show going on with a stage, with a DJ who was doing some not super bass beats, but some lo-fi bass beats. And then there was like two bars outside, and one of the bars was just serving pancakes. Which we did not get because the line was a mile fucking long.
You didn't get no pancakes?
We didn't get pancakes. That's okay. Christy actually got really defensive because she's like, it's not like they're better than mine. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh shit. Fuck.
Like,
yo, it's like Blakely on the crepes with the cruise. Fuck.
But I mean, hey, you know what? Like, I mean, she's got a leg to stand on with that, I feel. So I was like, they
what you know.
They probably aren't better than your pancakes. So the next morning, woke up, as we do. I was like, let's go get some coffee and breakfast tacos. The first place we tried going to, which is a place we typically go to, it's called Cosmic Coffee and Beer Garden, which, again, another business type of an Austin staple. They were packed. So it's like, fuck, let's go to the other one that's down the road. Same thing, pretty much. We go in, we park, we're sitting there, and there's a sign off to the side for like a vintage store that was the same exact name of the bar we went to. And
previously, with the pancakes.
The night before. Different business establishment, same name. I was like, that's interesting.
Oh, motherfucker. Somebody's got to get a copyright claim on that shit.
I mean, it could be the same owner. Who knows? I don't know.
Bergman, you gotta. What's the legalities?
Yeah, what's the legality
on the name? Like if I'm called Jack Smith's, and somebody's over there calling Jack Smith's, like what are we dealing with?
Might be a little different. But it was 5 minutes down the road, and we're like, we're into weird shit, and we're looking for some furniture. Let's go check it out.
Oh, you're into weird shit?
We're into weird shit. I mean, it's Austin. Okay. It's the city of weird, or conservative thinking, depending on who you ask. So we it was 5 minutes down the road, so we finished up. We drove over. I don't smell well.
Sure.
Well, like, I mean, personally, I smell great, but like, I can't smell. Like, my nose. My nose don't really work, and that was
he's been to a festival for a couple of days. He doesn't smell great,
and that was a pre-COVID thing. Like my entire life, my nose just hasn't really worked too well.
He's down to clown Blakely.
I am down to clown.
So I hear.
I could sense that this place had an odor.
Mm-hmm.
It was bizarre. I at one point I think Christy got really offended.
Again?
Because of how bad it smelled.
Okay, not about the pancakes.
Not about the pancakes. And like it got to the point where even I was like, we should go. Because I don't feel good.
Okay, so Jack Smith is almost too generic to potentially trademark.
Sure. So
can we trademark this show?
You can absolutely trademark the show.
Can we trademark this show? Bergman, what are the legal fees?
We probably should trademark.
For trademarking
we probably should trademark this show. In all honesty,
I mean, is there a thing like sidebar? Is there a thing like if you do a show for 7 fucking years, like do you own?
I mean, there could be some, fair.
What's the deal?
Exclusive rights and uses.
We were here first, folks.
Listen. I feel like we have a couple legs to stand on. I mean, the knees aren't great, but like we've got a couple.
Not great.
Yeah,
right.
Great legs,
possibly
bad knees.
A ball in third leg, maybe.
A ball in third leg. Who knows? I've got calcium stones in my legs.
At least they're not in your third leg.
And just bone spurs. I mean, I might have one in there too. I don't know. So I'm like, we need to go. So like, as we're leaving, we're walking out, and we pass this Detolf, and I just stop, and I go, holy shit. And literally, so like the night before, we were talking about trying to complete the set of
what?
Of Firefly figures.
Oh, like a statue set.
Yeah, it was like little minis. They're like that big, but they're kind of cool.
Okay.
And like Christy had brought it up a couple of times, and we were talking about it on our way to the bar last night, or the bar the previous night. She was like, "There's a listing on eBay. We could do that." And I was like, "We could. Maybe it'll be, maybe we just pull the trigger on it." We're literally walking out of this place, and there's the complete set.
The complete
set.
Is it at a bargain price?
Well, funny you mentioned that, because as soon as we walked in, the fellow running the shop was like, "Just so you know, you can bargain on everything. If you want to." He like straight up. He was like, "If you want a price haggle, like let me know." And I was like, "Okay."
Oh shit, Bergman in with an update. No, there's no trademark or copyright equivalent to. Oh boy, he's been doing some big words. And I've been
fancy
drinking.
squatting for 20 years continuously until property becomes yours. So no.
So wait, we got to do this show for 20 years?
No, we can't do it. Like we'll talk. So we see it and we're like, well, let's get curious and ask the guy. So we're like, hey man, like how much for this set? And he does a thing where he's like, let me go check on something.
Okay.
I'm like, he don't know.
He don't know.
So like he goes, he helps out another customer real quick, and then he goes in the back and he checks on something. He comes out and he's like high as fuck. Number one.
Okay.
And basically saying, well, like all these figures are like, around like 15, 20, 25 a pop, and there's like there's many of them, and like they're all in really good condition. So like, if you wanted to flip them, you could probably get a really good price on them. But like, I could do the whole set for like $200. And we're like, okay. And it was like, well, what about like, we don't need one of them because we already have one,
right?
And I was like, what about like 175 for all but that guy and the duplicate you have? And he's like, 180, and we're like, deal. We're like, yeah. Which like realistically, I mean, it was a 13 figure set,
right?
So it was like that's about in line of what like, and there were listings online going for like $300, $400.
All right.
So it was like, we were happy with the sale, but it was just one of those things where we're like, how the fuck did we go from like literally talking about it the night before on our way to a bar, and we end up not being able to get into the place we wanted to get into that morning for breakfast. We go to a different place, see a sign for a business with the same name as the bar, and as we're leaving, they have the exact set we were looking to buy. Talking about it the night before.
I know what you're saying. And I've had there's certain things that don't make any sense.
Nothing makes sense
in life.
Oh, nothing makes sense
in life in general. And the thing is, like, the world is too big, and the universe is too big for certain coincidence to happen.
Yeah.
At one time. And I was at this EDM festival and I was staring at Mr. Hoots. And
really
I was having kind of an epiphany, trying to pass time, whatever the fuck, and looking at the fucking laser show and looking at Mr. Hoots and staring at the moon and shit. And I'm just like, you know what? None of this is real.
Okay.
And your story
kind of,
confirms that.
Kind of confirms that.
Yep.
Kind of confirms that. All right, so we got 10 minutes left here.
Mm-hmm.
We got it. So we have not discussed next week's schedule.
Oh, do we have to?
Well, I mean, we should. I mean, so I don't know if you know this, but next week is actually Thanksgiving.
How the fuck is it November 17th already?
Dude?
Can we fucking talk about that? Right. What the fuck?
I'm 17 days into my fasting, by the way.
How you doing?
Let's actually talk about that real quick. I don't know if it's working.
Are you cheating?
No.
Are you working out?
I've been working out when I can. It's been tricky to do. Listen, it's been busy, but I've been going to the gym semi-regularly.
Okay.
I'll say a couple days a week this month.
When are you eating?
Between like 11 and 7.
Okay, those are the right hours.
Yep, between 11 and 7. I stopped.
Okay.
Okay, so eating between 11 and 7.
Okay.
It's a bit more variable on the weekend. Still eating within an 8-hour period.
Okay.
So like this past weekend, I didn't start eating until 12 because like it took us like
you went 12 to 8.
I went 12 to 8 because it took us 3 hours to find food. Basically.
Okay.
But still sticking within an 8-hour time frame. Not drinking coffee during the week. I cut that out.
Okay.
Not that necessarily makes a difference. But drinking a lot more water, working out a couple of times a week.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to be seeing. I don't know what the results I'm supposed to be getting.
Well, have you lost any weight?
I've been bouncing back and forth. So I've been adding and losing 3 pounds. So like I've literally been stuck between 240 and 243 all month.
Let me ask you this, because kind of the point of fasting is to get to what I'm about to say.
Okay.
And I don't feel like you're getting to what I'm about to say.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Has the amount of food you've been taking in been less?
More so in the past week and a half.
Okay. You're starting to get there.
Okay. It's working.
You're starting to get there.
So I will admit that. So the first week, so I started on the 1st. It was that first Monday we were back from the cruise. Because like I did it. So like I tested it 2 days before the cruise.
Okay.
And I was like, oh shit, this is fucking easy. Like I could do this no problem.
Right.
And then we came back. I had that first week, and then I texted you, and I was like, are you supposed to feel like shit while you're doing this? And you're like, yeah, no, it's gonna suck for like the first week and a half. And I was like, okay. And it did, because I had headaches. I was still kind of groggy, and like not really irritable, but like kind of like uncomfortable in a way.
Sure. Yeah.
A lot of that has gone away.
Yes.
And I feel like I am in a better groove now. I mean, like around like 9:30, 10 o'clock, I start to get a little antsy because I'm like, I could really use like an egg right now.
Blakely's right. We gained so much from that fucking cruise.
I didn't gain any weight on the cruise.
Oh, we gained like fucking 5 pounds each. It was fucking terrible.
But I will admit, and this is something I talked through with Christy, I was like, so the way the fasting is broken down for me was like, that first week it was focusing primarily on sticking within the time frame.
Okay, right. Yeah.
But the other thing I noticed too after that first week was I need to not overindulge when I eat. Because what I found, what I did find myself doing was sort of trying to play catch up with my meals.
Yeah.
So it was like I wasn't necessarily eating a huge amount of food, but it was like, I did miss breakfast, so maybe I'll do like a couple of extra things for lunch, and then I would finish my lunch and go, I've eaten too much. I feel like shit. And then doing some more snacking throughout the day, and then trying to get a big pop and then like by the end of the day, like I'm kind of full because I've been eating all day. And then when I get to dinner, I'm not that hungry, so I don't eat as much. But then like 2 hours later, I'm like, fuck, I'm actually hungry now.
Okay.
So I have gotten better at pacing everything out.
Let me tell you something. You're getting to the point where you need to be.
Okay.
Because you're going down the path of exactly what happens.
Okay.
What happens is you're like, oh fuck, I can eat whatever I want between these hours, and you do, and you go a little crazy, and then you're like, oh man, I kind of fucking feel like shit a little bit, and it takes a little while for you to realize like, all right, well maybe I don't need that much because like I'm gonna eat a little bit later, kind of thing, and then eventually it all fucking evens out.
Right.
And that's where you need to get, is to the point where you're like, all right, well, maybe instead of 4 eggs, I'll eat 2. Or, and maybe instead of this, I'll eat that kind of thing. And then eventually you don't miss any of it.
Well, I think the other thing, so last week, I did not have an appetite at all. Which threw me off a lot. And I think I struggled a little bit with that because number one, like I didn't have an appetite. I didn't really have any cravings. And then anytime I went to eat, like all we really had was like dinner meals and bread products. So I was like, I could have a bowl of cereal and a slice of bread again, but like I don't want to keep eating bread because that's not going to do anything for me. So like I had to go and do like another grocery run. I actually do like a couple more grocery runs than we typically do just to stock up on shit. But like I went through that. This week it's been a little bit better. Picked up some more groceries today. Picked up some groceries towards the tail end of last week. So like we're doing a little better. But yeah, like the entire time I'm like something's not right. Something's not working here. But it's okay. So I'm heading in the right direction at least.
You're definitely heading in the right direction. You're definitely heading in the right. And me and Blakely K kind of did this trick where we're like, we used to be huge late night snackers. We used to be like, let's put on a fucking thing of YouTube and make some nachos or some shit. See, kind of thing.
I would typically finish up the show and then I would. So my part, and I've said this on the show before. Part of my issue is like anytime I go, hey, I'm gonna go get a snack. So like Christy gets a snack. She gets like, a little thing of ice cream or like, a bread with some spread on it or like, like a little treat from the cupboard. I'm like, I'm going to go get a snack. And I literally make a third grader's lunch. It is a pint glass of milk, a turkey sandwich, a handful of chips, and another side. And it's 9:30 at night.
Right.
And I'm like, it's a snack. This is I'm hungry. This is what I want to eat.
Sure.
I'm craving, turkey sandwich right now. I'm gonna eat a turkey sandwich. I don't care. It's not, And as Christy will certainly tell everybody, the amount of time she has caught me in the darkness with only the refrigerator light glowing on me, hovering over the kitchen sink, shoveling spaghetti into my mouth. Like, it's a thing, I'm like, I just finished up the show. I'm a little famished. I got to get some energy in me so I can go to sleep well. And so I just shovel some pasta in my mouth before I go to bed.
Sure.
It's, it's a thing. But the thing I'm a little... Okay, what's that?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Well, no, because I was about to jump into something else.
Well, I'm going to give you a little tip here. And it's a little tip to end the show.
Well, there's one more thing we got to talk about.
Oh, well, okay. Well, maybe I'll save my tip for the end.
Okay. Because I was going to say, I'm a little worried because, as we just said, next week is Thanksgiving.
Right.
So it's how to structure out that day.
Well, you're gonna eat your goddamn. I mean, you're gonna eat Thanksgiving. Let's not fucking bury the lead. You're gonna get goddamn mashed potatoes. You're gonna get your stuff and your turkey, the whole fucking cranberry sauce, the whole fucking 9 yards, right? But typically, like, people eat the Thanksgiving dinner a little early. You know, like they'll have it like 2, 3, 4 fucking o'clock. Not a 7 o'clock meal like maybe some people are, most used to. So what I typically do, or what I did like last year for Thanksgiving, was I was like, usually go over to my mom's house. She's got the hors d'oeuvres.
Oh
out,
yeah,
that sort
we're gonna
of
have
thing.
some hors d'oeuvres, some cheese cubes.
All that sort of shit. If your Thanksgiving dinner is gonna be like 2, 3 o'clock, you can start snacking at 10.
Yeah.
And be fine with that sort of thing. But this is a tip I'm going to give out to everybody. Anybody who's got like, significant other, that type of thing, a partner, or, is just very handy. When it comes to late night snacking, and when it comes to these big meals at the end, getting those cravings late at night type of thing, instead of, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, instead of reaching for that bowl of chips, instead of reaching for that ice cream cone, whatever the fuck, go have yourself some sex. Because it's a physical activity. You're going to be burning calories. Everyone's going to end up happy.
How did I know this is where we were going to end up?
And at the end, you're ready for bed. So, like, you don't want to eat no more. Sex at late night instead of late night snacking is the key. If you don't have a partner, go rent a movie. Have yourself some fun. But you're getting in a workout at the end of the night.
Pull up an incognito browser. Hey,
you're not putting in anything in your mouth that's going to add calories. So you're going to have a good time.
And I don't know if we can end it any other way.
There you go.
So, okay, as we said, next week is Thanksgiving. We'll talk about the schedule. We may or may not be here next week. It's a week of families and celebration and chilling out and having a good time. So we know everybody watching has stuff going on. We'll all likely have stuff going on. So be sure to stay tuned to the Twitter account, which is @BrainWreckTV, for an update and information on what the schedule for next week is going to be. Maybe we'll throw some quick content together in the interim just to have something go up next week. Because if you haven't checked it out yet, be sure to go back to the archives and watch the episode 249, our SS Neverender vlog. It was a great time. You'll have a lot of fun watching it.
Over 200 views.
Hey, people are picking up on it. It's wonderful. We got a whole bunch of other great content on there as well. Some State of Sunshine. There's some old video game stuff.
I swear we're gonna get more vlogs up here soon.
I need to sit down and make a list. That is my goal for this weekend, is to make a list for this channel for scheduling and content development. So I can put some stuff in motion. So be sure to follow along, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and be sure to leave a comment down below if you like the video. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you might want us to talk about. And be sure to catch us each and every Thursday night. Maybe not next week, but each and every Thursday night, 10, 9 Central, for Don't Be an Asshole. It is the internet's favorite game show. It's the show where we read Am I the Asshole stories from Reddit. We judge them, and we try to crown a royal asshole each and every week. So it's a lot of fun. People love it. The audience gets engaged too, so it's like a audience participation show.
We all judge together, folks.
Yeah,
Come on now.
Yeah,
this is a democracy.
Yeah,
and everybody gets a vote.
Yeah. You get the vote on the judgments, so it's cool.
That's right.
Yeah.
But for this particular week, I've been Jason Axe.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
It has been your show.
Peace.